Hi, today I wanted to go over a bit about our online store option. So to begin with, we're going to look at the configuration options for it. So under configuration on the admin menu, we're going to go to other configuration options here. And towards the bottom here where it says store, we're going to go ahead and click on that. So here there's going to be a few different tabs. There's general options, tax and surcharge, shipping options, download, and custom verbiage. So we'll start with the general options. So there's the option to enable the online store, hide the store in the members area. So if you only want your members to be able to find it, then you would check this box. Limit store to members only. If you're hiding it in the members area, you don't really need to have this box checked in terms of the demonstration site. That's why we have this set up the way that we do. Enable inventory management, so you can go through and you can manually put in things like your inventory quantity for any given item that you have. Multi-page display, so if you have a lot of products, you can do this multi-page display. It'll make it a lot easier to actually show everything without looking too intimidating as like a really long page or anything like that. Enable store icons. If you want to have icons instead of bullets for your categories and things like that, you can enable that here. Expand all categories. If you want to have them expanded by default, you can do that here. Require address fields at checkout. If you plan on shipping things to people a lot of the time, you can just set this up to be required. Enable store token purchase. So these tokens can be used in a few different ways, one of which would be if you want to make it so that people who purchase a token here can get like a discount on a package for an event registration. You can do that here by enabling this. Skip payment method screen if only one method is available. So if you only have one option, so say online credit card as the only payment method, you can check this box here and it cuts down on the number of pages that people have to go through to get to the final page confirming their purchase. Include fields for order notes on contact info screen. So any kind of special notes or anything like that, you can choose to include that on the info screen. Rename order notes field. You can put in here whatever it is that you want. In this case, we did right name exactly as it will appear on name tag. Notification sent to. This is kind of like your admin email field again. So here you can just put in whatever emails you want. You can do separate by multiple commas. Block individual states from making purchases. If you don't want to send something to certain states, so one example could be if a state has a higher tax rate and you just don't want to deal with the headache of all that bookkeeping that comes with that, you can choose to exempt a certain state. So you just do the 2-letter state codes. So let's say Michigan and Texas, for example. You put this in here, and now once you save it, people from Michigan and Texas would not be able to make purchases. Use alternate return addresses on store invoices. You can check that box if you want to. The next section is going to be the tax and surcharge options. You'll want to make sure that you contact support to enable tax options here. So credit card payment surcharge, and keep in mind this is not compatible with PayPal. You yourself can, as an admin, can come in here and you can designate this to be whatever it is that you want. And this is a percentage. So, and like we have here, make sure that if you are going to do the surcharge option, that it is compatible with your state's laws before you do anything here. Allow customers to select a lower surcharge amount. If you want to give them that kind of option, you can. If you want to change the label of the surcharge, you can do that here. Then for both of these, this is a credit card payment surcharge general ledger code. This is useful for things like if you're using QuickBooks, it'll help you kind of keep things more organized. And only needed if surcharge percent is greater than 0. So like up here, how this is greater than 0, you can do the surcharge class and select the class. Next option here is shipping options. So there's a few different options you have for the shipping calculation. You can do no shipping, flat per unit, tier per unit, percent of total, or UPS. And if you go with the UPS option, make sure you reach out to tech support first before you decide to go with that option. Flat rate per unit, in this case that's what was selected, so you can put in what you want that flat rate to be. Percent of total, so this would be if you did the percent of total option. Shipping tiers, so if you go with the tier per unit rate, you can set this up to have the different amounts. So say tier 1 is from 1 to 3, tier 2 is 5 to 7, and so on like that. You can then set it up to be tiers, and you can set it up to have differing amounts based off of which tier it's in. Shipping general ledger account, again, that's the whole thing with QuickBooks. International shipping general ledger account, same thing. If you want to add a handling fee to any orders you receive, you can just check the box here, and it will give you this handling fee box where you can then put in whatever amount you want. If you want to go with an international shipping surcharge, you can put that amount in here. Down here, the allow pickup option and do not charge for shipping it. If you want to allow for people to do pickups of their orders, so say they just order it online and go to a location to pick it up, this will allow for you to enter whatever pickup locations that you want. And if you want to have multiple locations, make sure that you're using the asterisk in here. If you want to enable alternate shipping address entry, you can just check that box. Next, if you want to do digital downloads, so say you want someone to purchase like a PDF brochure that you make for something, then you would go to the download options here, and then you can designate the time limit in hours to allow a download after purchasing whatever that is. The default amount is 3 hours, and the time limit here to allow for downloads for non-members, since you have members and non-members, you can make this different if you want. Again, default is 3 hours. Then if you want to use order date instead of download date for allowing the downloads, you can just check the box right here. The last option here is custom verbiage and alternate title section. So here you have all of your different verbiage options: store checkout, invoice, search page, download page, and confirmation email verbiages that you can change. If you want to change some of these titles, you can do that here. So here we have it set up to be online store. You can change up the caption. You can make it so that the token has a different name if you want to go that route. Check payment alternate verbiage. In this case, we did bill me invoice. Credit card payment alt verbiage, and the store intro text as well. And I can show this a bit in a little. Then you can also change up the colors here if you'd like as well. Then at the very bottom, once everything is set up, you can just do save configuration. So back to the main menu now. We'll go to website and online store. And here you'll see that we need to enter a store notification email and configuration so that when purchases happen, a notification email would be sent to that. You can manage categories, tags, promotions, add a new item, or add new downloadable document. Currently, we already have some listed things in here. So as an example, you can order a physical item such as a cookie sheet here. If we do edit for this, you'll see you can do name, you can enter an item number if you want, a max inventory. You can have this set to whatever you want. In this case, we left it at 0. If you want to make it so that this awards tokens on purchase, you can do that here. You can select the category. Short description, this is what shows up on the store page before clicking on it for more information. The long description would be after you click on it for more information. The different tags here, the price, and you'll see here there's a price and a member price, so members would be getting this for a little bit cheaper than non-members. You have the option to make it free for members if you want. You can also set up general ledger account linking for the individual items. If you want to include an image, you can do that here. And then at the bottom here, if you want to manually check this as sold out, meaning that no more can be purchased, you would just check this box. If you want to make it display only so people can't actually buy it, you check this box. Apply shipping. Or if you want to hide the item from the store, you can do that there. At the bottom of each of these, it also comes with an individual product URL. So if we look at this in a new tab, this is what you would see. So it's the exact same thing as what was there before. If you click on the image, then you get a bigger picture of that. Option to choose size, tags, quantity. All of that information is right there. So for this max inventory as well, if you have this set for 0, it's basically saying it's an unlimited amount. And this is what we would recommend doing if you're doing digital things, for example. So if we look at this baked goods PDF as another example here. So name, inventory is 0 because again there's an unlimited amount of this. Token amount still 0. The category, since this is a digital document, we have the file that's been uploaded here. You can choose the file, it'll open up your file explorer, and then you just upload whichever one it is. Secondary document name if you want to include that. Secondary document URL if it's a URL link instead of a physical upload. Or not physical upload, I apologize. A file upload from your computer specifically. Short description, long description, tags, members only, price, member price, if it's free for members, the general ledger account, the product image, and the same options as before. So the only real difference here between a digital item and a physical item is you get this file upload option, but then also how you set up your max inventory. Those are the big things that are going to be different. So then we can come in here and look at manage categories, and here you'll see the different categories. You can add a new one, you can edit an existing one. You can also see here that some of these are child of a parent level, so you can do that as well. You can set it up so that there's a parent, or you can set it as a top level category, and then you can hide categories on your own as well. Managing the tags, same thing. Here you can just do add new tag, or in this case we'll just look at editing an existing one. This is all it would be. You just do save tag and it shows up here. If you want to manage promotions, here you can add a new promotion. Here you can see that there's an existing promotion that's set up. You can see name, description, type, start date, end date, status, and actions. So the name, description, the date, the promo code, you can set if it's members only. You can designate what kind of promotion type it is. Since it's a percentage, you also indicate the discount percentage, and you can set this to only apply to specified items if you want. Oh, and then one other thing here is you also can view statuses here. So currently it's only showing active. Click on inactive, it would then populate this table with any inactive deals, and all, it would also show everything. The status would then show active and inactive, but currently since there's only just the one active option, that's all that you're seeing there. Adding a new item, it's going to be the same thing as when we were editing the existing physical items. So you'll see that in here there's no option to add a file at all. And if you do add new downloadable document, now there is that file option. Through here there's also transaction reports, a CSV product list, and you can manually process an order as well. So if we look at the transactions report, for example, You can select a product specifically if you want to look at only one, or you can just leave it blank for all. Products purchased after this date, you just input whatever date it is you want. Products purchased before date, again, you can enter this date if you want. Customer, if you're looking for a specific amount or specific items that a customer has purchased or that a designated customer has purchased, you can just put that information in here. If you have an invoice number you're looking for, you can do that here. You can look for unpaid transactions only if you check this box, voided transactions if you check this box. You can determine if it's a member, non-member filter, so linked to database record only or non-linked only. Forms module filter, you have all these different options here as well. And then you would just say submit. And then here it will just bring up a list of everything that fits the criteria that you put beforehand. Transaction, contact info, notes. You can edit shipping information, view invoice, email invoice, void the transaction, edit shipping, tax, and handling fees. It'll list out what the product was, how much of it they bought, the price, and their subtotal. And you'll just see that this lists all of these options here. Since I didn't change anything, this is basically listing everything going back for quite a ways. So I'm not going to scroll through all of this to show all of that because that's 159 records. So that's all of this information here on the admin side. Now if we wanted to look at the non-admin's view for the shop, we can just come up here to the top here where it says shop and click here. And this is going to be what your members would be seeing, your members and or non-members would be seeing. So here you have all the different categories. You can make it, these are all expandable options. That's what this plus is for. These are all the categories. And if there isn't anything, then it would show just like it did before where it's no products are in this category. This section here was in that editable verbiage bit, so all of this you can make yourself. This shows that the cart is currently empty. You can click on these different things here, and it will redirect you to just that bit of the online store for that category. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Thanks. Have a great day.